Man, you come straight out of a coma. Background, that one dot.
My bad.
Oh, that's how you know I'm hungry. I was like,
Oh,
what about him? What about him says Domino's Pizza?
No. I'm saying he had an all white background. He got a white shirt on. He got that one dot as his head.
That's stupid.
Oh my goodness, man. But yeah, man, we are already on record and whatnot. So yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Straight Out of a Comic Book. I'm your host, Will Pharaoh. Of course, we got Clint and Dion here. We're gonna be having young Deuce join us. If you can hear my tone is a little different coming in this intro because this is I'm so lost. I don't even know what episode we on right now. Like that's the impact this shit had.
Yeah, he said I'm so lost. I don't even know what episode we are.
Yeah, for those, we're still covering Loki season 2 episode by episode, and this last one, I don't even like. Well, it should be titled.
Real quick. Can we say one thing?
Yeah.
Dion, you asked for this. You specifically asked for this.
Yeah.
You did.
At the end of the day, I don't want to hear shit else from you in the Marvel, or not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but at least with Loki. You asked for this.
Yeah.
You got it. That's all I'm going to say. You got it. You asked for it. You got it.
I said it last week. I'm happy with Loki outside of the MCU. That's it.
But to Clint's point, though, Heart of the TVA. That's the one we're talking about. Episode 4, Heart of the TVA.
Yep.
From what you were asking for, not to give too many details before we dive in. Did it give you what you were looking for when it came to this show?
No, because episode 1, we're about to die. Remember that? Episode 1, we're about to die. They're having fun. We're on episode 5 now. We're not dead yet.
I mean, are we not?
Technically, we are.
Sure.
We lost.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking episode 4. The end of the episode. First of all, OB been joking about spaghetti, or not joking, but talking about your turn in spaghetti the whole damn season. And guess what? Victor Timely for sure turned into spaghetti.
Yeah.
It turned into pasta.
That was a solid cliffhanger, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as of right now, to me, they are dead, in my opinion. Now, of course, we know just based on the season, the show, they can't be dead, right? But for me, as somebody who's just literally just paying attention to the cliffhanger, to me, they are dead. That is it. Right. The question now comes for me, and Will, I would love to know your thoughts, right? But it's like everything that transpired before that, in my opinion, is setting up there's got to be a setup to what we're about to see. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's really go through the chain of events that transpired for that. First of all, can we just talk about how Miss Minutes is one of the best villains in the MCU?
Oh boy,
man, I'm talking about. I thought old boy from Guardians of the Galaxy was fucked up.
Yeah, he was bad. Yeah,
he was bad. The High Evolutionary was something.
Yeah.
Miss Minutes, however, like, Terminator ain't got shit. Skynet ain't got shit on Miss Minutes.
Right. The fact that she's virtual and can kind of bounce around everywhere, and does she have powers?
You don't know what Miss Minutes
We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know what the hell Miss Minutes is. Like, as far as we knew, she was an AI that helped manage the TVA, not run the TVA, help manage the TVA.
And she was very loyal to He Who Remains. Like, that's her guy in a sense. But the thing with Miss Minutes is, it's just like, I've never seen somebody who, like, I mean, literally, she enjoyed watching those people get crushed.
Right.
She enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. Like, that's a different kind of character trait that you can't, like, the AI can't make. Like, that's how, I mean, look, if you ask me, Miss Minutes is if we talking Pokemon terms, right? Miss Minutes is an evolved form of Jarvis.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Jarvis is Pikachu, Miss Minutes is Raichu.
I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't know that I can't fully co-sign that just yet because I still believe Miss Minutes is still in her, like 8-bit stage. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't seen her get to 16 to 32 yet. Like Jarvis, we saw the progression of him, like
then become
like get to Ultron, then get to Vision. We haven't seen really what Miss Minutes is capable of. This is literally just her like manipulating by words of two people.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
So we don't really know fully what Miss Minutes can do, but we do know, to your point, she bad enough to where, we got to shut this bitch down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
right. But which also makes me question from the last episode now of 2, something has to have had happen for her to be that homicidal, if that makes sense, because the whole just you didn't make me a body so I could be yours, it's not enough for that crazy.
Right.
So what has she seen or what has she went through to take that on, which further though makes me think that that's Renslayer in the future. Something happens to her to become Miss Minutes.
Let's talk about that. Her and Renslayer, have a lot in common in their character traits. They both, don't forget, we found out what Renslayer's main objective is. Renslayer, Loki said it. She doesn't want Victor Timely. She wants the TVA. Renslayer wants power, right? That's her MO. I want power, right? And the thing is that Miss Minutes kind of wants the same thing. Don't forget, at the beginning of the episode, it was like, look, we don't need it. Or maybe we don't need it. And maybe we never did. Because don't forget, she was a part. Miss Minutes was I guess she was a part of the multiversal world too. Multiversal war too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If she knows that Renslayer pretty much commanded the whole army, blah, 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 that means that Miss Minutes was a part of the multiversal war.
Right. But then that also now debates the question though too of, does that make Ramona a Kang variant? Because that's what they really started off with, was her telling the secret that she won the war, not Kang.
Yeah.
She basically won. She's the one that fought everybody, and she won. So does that make her the female version of the Conqueror?
I wouldn't be surprised if she was.
Let me ask
but I don't think they won't let that cat out the bag till season 6. Till episode 6.
What was their objective when they went back to get Victor Timely with the book? What was their objective? Because it backfired.
The objective was to get his temporal radiation or his temporal aura. Because here's the thing. Apparently, whatever they couldn't access whatever system was there because they needed Victor, or they needed a variant of He Who Remains' his temporal aura. So Victor Timely has the temporal aura because
but they left before the Loki and Sylvie thing ever happened. Remember, Renslayer and Miss Minutes left before he even got killed. So they went back in time to do something before He Who Remains was already dead.
Well, wait, you talking about the one in the Citadel that got stabbed, or Victor Timely?
Yeah. The one in the Citadel.
Oh, well, and when they left and went to the TVA
in season 1, last episode.
I think that was them picking like Clint said in the previous episode, that show when they went to Chicago, that was what she walked through. That was the door that she walked through and came out of, which was that. But my big thing now is I don't think He Who Remains made this plan. I think this all has to do with Miss Minutes. And I think
she made the plan.
Yeah, and I think though it is a part of all of that was a trick that we saw in 4. And the reason why I think that is because they knew Victor Timely was gonna die. They wanted the temporal loom to blow up because if you think about it, why go to a branch timeline to get Victor Timely, but go to the sacred timeline and drop that book off? Why not wait? Why not go further into the future and go grab Victor Timely from that sacred timeline? Because you knew you were going to kill him. You knew he was going to die, and you wanted the TVA to be destroyed.
And don't forget, she also said before she got offline, she says, blah, 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 you'll never be him.
Mm-hmm. While he's in front of the 3 statues, too.
Yep, she said you'll never be him.
I think I skipped a lot of parts, man, because they really had a plan. But then when Sylvie had pushed them into the Citadel, like they separated them. It was like, damn, I guess this plan didn't work. So there's something they didn't tell you. You are not who you think you are. So it felt like they had a plan, but it just backfired. It was like we can do this without him now.
That's the thing, though. I see all the signs of that being there, and then too, now that's in that middle of what we always talk about on this show of us going too far and thinking too much, and where the simplicity is right there, like you said. But it's like something about them don't make sense.
Yeah. Something
about like how all of this plan is happening doesn't necessarily make sense. Like even from Ramona and Renslayer. I mean, Ramona and Renslayer. Mona and Miss Minutes.
Yeah.
It's like getting kicked in the Citadel for like, why send her there? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why send that person there? But then two, you use a TemPad Miss Minutes controls. So who's to say Miss Minutes didn't put that door for her to get kicked in the Citadel? Because
wait. Which TemPad? Miss Minutes only controls the TVA's TemPads. She does not control Sylvie's the TemPad that Sylvie took from He Who Rings. She doesn't control that one.
That's not the one she was using. She used Victor's
when
she kicked him. She used Victor's when she kicked him in. So that's what makes me think Miss Minutes probably brought her there for that reason.
I think she took, in my opinion, I think she kicked her there. I mean, you got to remember, right? Like, she didn't have I don't think she had a TemPad or anything, right? So she just on some shit like, you want to be at the end of time? You want to be the almighty being? Go. Yeah. Because there's no, where can you go from the void at the end of time?
Mm-hmm. But see, that's the thing. How do you don't know what can be done? I mean, to Sylvie's point, it's like, hell, you don't know what's in that Citadel. And then the more of being kicked in that Citadel, what it looked like too is now that I'm seeing it and seeing the betrayal that we saw in the beginning of the episode, all of that looked like it was active. Like it wasn't it got to that point to where something happened and that Citadel got destroyed. Yeah. Which also leads me to believe that this has happened before, which again goes back to OB and this Ouroboros thing. Same thing with when Victor and OB first meet, and then that's the real first time you kind of really see an example of Ouroboros.
He says it. He straight up says it. He says like a snake eating its own tail.
Yeah, he was like, I invented my stuff based off of all the inventions you did. Well, I made all of my inventions based off of the book that you made.
And then Loki is confused. Niggas is confused. Like what?
This is Clinton's in the doghouse right now. Are you moving?
My bad, bro. My bad. I'm in Seattle, man. I'm at an Airbnb. I got a show tonight in Vancouver.
Okay.
This nigga's in the
my bad, y'all. And we gotta
leave talk shit and leave. He said, "All right, I'm still with this podcast though." But
he unboxing shit. Hold on, y'all gotta go put my dishes
bad,
up,
man.
Hold on.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. We gotta leave in like a half.
Nah,
I mean like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, like it's but also too though, it kind of feels like either a contradiction or it's showing that the people did not know the time thing. So you remember on Avengers how they tried to talk about Endgame when they talked about time and how it didn't work, like Back to the Future. If you go back, you do this and make these changes. They just proved that was a lie. That actually is how time works, or how Kang time works.
Wow, you're right. You're right, because that was a sacred timeline, and he gave him a book
that created a branch in the timeline.
But the full circle of it is to get to the future, that point had to happen. Otherwise, the TVA wouldn't have gotten invented.
Wow.
But it's literally what's his name? Who's the bad guy from Back to the Future? Starts with a B.
Biff.
Biff. That's Biff getting the almanac book and not giving it back.
Wow.
So they prove that is true, but also to a point where, well, let me not say true, 50-50, because Kang is messing with time. So Kang is controlling all of this. So in that case, he's changed up the rules, which I think now is the reason why these branches are doing what they're doing, is because time is trying to fix itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Will, real quick, you guys, Will, Dion, you guys both have heard my theories about pretty much how they have written, or they have the same formula from last season to this season. And what I did was I watched the episode another 2 more times, and then after I watched the episode 2 more times, I decided to go back and watch the 4th episode of last season, right?
Oh.
And in the 4th episode of last season, do you know how that episode ended?
Loki was pruned, right?
Loki was pruned, right? This is almost the same thing as Loki being pruned, because don't forget, we didn't know when he got pruned where he went, right? We didn't know we didn't really know about the void. We didn't really know about we didn't know how that shit. I don't think, have they ever even mentioned the void before that?
No.
Right. So it's like, and then the first thing it was like Loki. I think the first shot was Loki waking up. And then we go back to the TVA where we see Renslayer and Sylvie having a conversation. She's like, yo, where the fuck did he go? And she was like, he went to the void at the end of time, blah, 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 blah. And yeah. So that's when, what's her name? Sylvie prunes herself. They go there. They figure out how to enchant him. They figure out Elias is the bad guy. Figure out how to enchant him. And now we don't know what's coming next. But now we're seeing the big reveal. I think that's going to be the same thing going into episode 5. Going into episode 6.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Loki got pruned
at the end of episode 4.
First episode.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
So it got to be a duplicate, because he saw himself. How you prune yourself? So that Loki might be in the void now.
No. That's from no. That was the first. So remember the first episode where he flew and he caught Owen Wilson caught him, and they had to run back in on the first episode. That's that Loki. So pretty much it dispelled my thing of they really are doing the past and the future. Like he already went to the future and knew this was about to happen. We just didn't know in episode 1 who pruned him, and now we know he pruned himself. So again, it's another Ouroboros.
Right.
He had to prune himself for that to happen.
But where's that Loki at that got pruned?
It went, so pretty much we're watching season. It went back to episode 1. So if we'd have followed the prune one, we'd be back to episode 1 and then going again until we get to 5. So that is the loop.
Okay.
We're now finna see what happens after the loop has been done.
Okay.
Exactly. The loop has been done and the TVA is now essentially destroyed. So now, in my opinion, I think we're going to go back to, because this is what I think this is all going to end up in. I think this is all going to end up with we're going to see some form of a multiversal war. I don't think we're going to see maybe it actually take place, but I do believe we're either going to see an origin of it, or in my mind, at the end of this season, we're going to see more than one Kang, and we're going to see a multiversal war getting ready to start.
Yeah. Now, I do have a hear me out moment. What if Kevin Feige, M. Night Shyamalan, all of us in this whole entire MCU? So hear me out. Imagine if the MCU that we've saw has been a branch this whole time.
That's crazy.
So imagine Infinity War, Age of Ultron, Endgame, all of that is from a branch timeline. Because if you think about it, we don't know if what they were doing was from the sacred timeline.
Oh, they never said it.
They never
said that.
Wow.
But we do know what's her face from Doctor Strange, the one that trained him, that's supposed to be Chinese, but she was cast as white, mentioned that was the first thing of branches.
Wow.
And in theory, it's like you have to put these back in order for your stuff to keep going. But I think that was a bold-faced lie. I don't think we ever came back to the sacred timeline, which means we don't know what the real MCU is shaped like. And I think that's what's going to lead to the reset that they've all been talking about. So everything we've seen, Tony Stark's death, Spider-Man, all of this stuff from when Loki got that Tesseract and escaped, all that has a possibility of becoming a different outcome. Black Widow may have never died.
Trash, yo. All that
and now we getting reports that they're supposed to be bringing them back. Black Widow and Iron Man?
That is the. I mean, and that'll also lead us up into Secret Wars.
Yeah, which allows and then that would allow Toby, Spider-Man, and Wolverine to join the new Avengers, which is supposed to be what it's supposed to be. Hugh Jackman and Toby are supposed to be the leaders of the Avengers for Secret Wars.
That's crazy. That's because it's like watching goddamn Power, and they be like the first four seasons, it never happened. We're gonna start from season 5. That's like what?
I'm not gonna lie though. I wouldn't mind that if it's certain little things change, because there's also positives in that as opposed to just the negative. Because think about it, if that change, you can now have the Baxter building there, which means the Fantastic Four could now be there. Victor Von Doom's company can now be incorporated into this timeline. And a lot of people that they slept on, that we were kind of like, damn, I wish they had a better story or did better with them. You can change. Secret Invasion could be a lot different to where now Skrulls really are these bad guys instead of the refugees they tried to make them. And we got a legit Secret War. Secret Invasion.
CT made a great point in the group chat today, and he said that this all stems from the fact that Marvel just didn't have a clear plan after Endgame. And that's it. That all. They did not have it. That's a fact. CT. They did not have a clear plan. I think they know that they wanted to introduce all. They knew. This is what I believe they knew after Endgame. They know that the next big bad is supposed to be Kang the Conqueror. That's what they knew, right? Well, not only are we going to make him Kang the Conqueror, we also going to make him a black man. You know what I'm saying? But now the problem is with all of that, like, let's be real. The reason why people aren't buying Kang right now is because he's not done anything sinister on camera yet.
Right. Right. It's too soft.
Like, he has not done anything. Like, even the Kang the Conqueror we saw in Ant-Man, he wasn't a bad motherfucker.
He was weak. He wouldn't have his full powers, his whole full potential. And he was killing people that was minuscule. He was
like, let's be real. Like, Kang the Conqueror was supposed to be unstoppable.
Right.
Damn near.
Damn near. He is still a bit of a bitch.
He's not Galactus. Right?
No, but even too, like, if you told him, like, hey, yo, put these dukes up, Kang might get his ass whooped. That's why he be needing all that technology. Because
but it's just like, that's his superpower though. The fact that he's got crazy look, he's supposed to make Thanos look like this.
Yeah.
Because he could beat Thanos with all that super tech on.
Yeah. And we haven't seen that. And I think that's the thing too of what Marvel is battling kind of with this whole Disney spiel too, is that Kang has a dark ass story. Yeah. Like, even the way, like, how you was talking in Ant-Man, it's like, yo, like, yes, this dude has killed thousands of you in very messed up ways. Not like, oh, pew, throw an arrow, pew. Right. No, this man has dismantled the Avengers. He's dismantled the Fantastic Four. And it's like, yo, like, y'all are going to have to really be able to start showing that stuff. And y'all haven't given us that. You've just kind of given us, oh, here's these little bits and pieces of, it's kind of like how y'all did with Thanos, as, okay, we know there's a puppet pulling the strings, but that's not what Kang is technically doing. And that's not how y'all portraying that. Like, we got what Thanos was doing. He wants the Infinity Stones. So we can see the little plays. That's easy for you to put the little breadcrumbs of how he's going to get these Infinity Stones. Kang, however, has conquered, will conquer, and continue to conquer. Mm-hmm. And you haven't given us what is his end game. Yeah. As Kang, or what even is the potential to start to get there
of his why. And you know, to piggyback on what Clint said, we didn't see what Thanos can do until Infinity War. He was just in the back for the longest for like 6 movies until we have a Hulk. You saw what he can do. That was the first time we saw him go to work. But also I'm saddened by the fact that we are 30, 40-year-old men trying to figure out what this show was about. And there's children who was like, I am so confused. They said the demographic has changed tremendously. In any
what it changed to?
Well, as in like is becoming older. Versus, versus like catering to children. So children are tapping out on like what is this show about? Not the show, but the MCU.
Well, I don't think kids. I'm looking at my bad. I'm sorry. I'm looking at some of these shows, and like, there's no way Secret Invasion. There's no way. Loki and a lot of these movies or a lot of these shows are meant for children. I don't even think the shows. Honestly, if you look at all of the shows except for Miss Marvel, none of them were really geared to children in the grand scheme of things. Right. And I think that's probably why Miss Marvel was the main one to me. That was the only one that was not meant for kids. And if you can tell, like, first of all, in Loki, they cussing.
Yeah,
it's going to shit. Like, they're cussing, right? So I know it's not meant for kids. You got to remember, what's meant for kids are the big movies, right? So it's like they know that parents are going to, like, the thing with Avengers was, it was like, well, especially Endgame, we got this big payoff, right? And like, if I was looking at, yesterday I was actually watching like Avengers reactions in the movie theater when, during the portals, and Spider-Man got the biggest pop, right? Like, those are the movies that's meant for kids. Like, even No Way Home was
not necessarily, because even us 40-year-old men, one of our favorites is Spider-Man, so that could have
no. But that's what I'm saying. Well, we know that, but kids adapt. They're like, look, there's only, like, people don't realize, right? Even with Marvel, Spider-Man is, like, I think he's the most popular one in Marvel. Yeah. He got to be, Then the X-Men, and but Spider-Man is the crown jewel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And if you notice, all of those Spider-Man movies, I don't say they're meant for kids, but it's more for kids to digest. So like, even if you take like Far From Home, right? Like, that's kind of a kid. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that you mentioned the best one out the whole trilogy. I appreciate you using that one as an example.
I'm sick of it. Which one's the best Spider-Man, yo? From Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, for me, it's probably the second one too. Because
the second one,
bro.
I'm gonna tell you, I liked No Way Home, but there's a lot of, like, just the not comic book person in me, but from a storyboard, it was flawed.
It was ass. The story was ass. I hate to tell, like, yo, y'all keep thinking I'm bullshit. That story was ass.
You said Far From Home is the best one,
bro. Think about it.
Story-wise, yes.
First of all, Mysterio off the chain. I've never seen Mysterio portrayed that way.
Yeah,
and then his plan that he had was so fucking dope. Like, yo, I'm trying to trick the whole world into making me the new superhero.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
That was brilliant. And the fact of, like, yo, it's given to, and like all of the basic technology and military stuff is given to a kid. Oh, I'm finna snake this off of him. Then it's the first time we seen Spider-Man not in New York, which lets us know, okay, yo, we get to see this dude battle a little bit, not depending on skyscrapers. We got to see Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. involved. Yo, Spider-Man working with S.H.I.E.L.D. You go to the Peter Parker story, a New Yorker leaving New York to go visit and be on vacation with his chick. Yeah. The technology, the fucking CG was dope. The only thing about No Way Home was it's literally, like I tell people, it's the Marvel's version of the Flash. It's a love letter to the rest of the Spider-Man. And they had to carry this movie. Like, I would have rather seen that crack and Tom Holland go to their world. Like, you feel like when he's Doctor Strange doing this stuff, it cracks from under him and he falls and he has to try to get back, and he's jumping, but he keeps jumping and he's not jumping into the right portal. And now you got to go through Tobey Maguire's universe. You got to go through Andrew Garfield's universe. Hell, you can even go through Tom Hardy's universe. And then let us see him battle some of them cats like that. But like, bringing all these people in, they had to carry the movie. And then the story itself was ass. And if I'm just being honest, like I said before, if Miles Morales walked to Doctor Strange and said the same shit, he'd ask way more questions before just casting spells. The Sorcerer Supreme didn't ask, like, well, have you talked to them?
Right.
No, let me cast this mythical spell to change all of reality so your white ass can go to college. Stupid. Fucking dumb.
You know what? You know I'm a person that will love rebuttal, but now I get it.
Yo, it's the wow factor of the Spider-Man. Not taking that away.
It was fun, man.
I won't take that away. It's a fun ride. It is a fun movie.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great sequel too, right after the Mysterio thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, perfect. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
it's not an Iron Man 3. It's not like Thor. Like they have a solid trilogy, and I'll give them that. So I'm not taking that away from them. It is
what I did not like about Spider-Man 2, Far From Home, was he didn't have his suit. They had the little monkey suit. They call him Night Monkey.
Night Monkey.
Yeah, so I was like, God, dude, it felt like Iron Man 3. I was like, we don't get to see him in the suit to the third act. So yeah. So that's what bothered me the entire time, because he was like, I want to help, but I can't help because I don't have my suit on. I can't do it as is. So that's what was like, man, we come to see Spider-Man, but it was like we taking away your identity. So even though he still had the powers, that's what
but I think too they tried to rely on us. This was a good chance for us to see Peter Parker too, instead of just Spider-Man. We got to see Peter Parker, and we got to kind of see him do it on his own a little bit. Because like even in Spider-Man, like in Homecoming, and you got Stark Tech. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, but you got a lot of help. In Spider-Man 2, you didn't have that. Right, you got your suit, you got your webs, and you got to use your brain.
Yeah.
And you up against a big challenge.
So will you say this though? The 3 Spider-Mans, is that the best trilogy out of all of them?
Well, we only got 2, and that's Toby's.
No, I'm talking about all the.
All Marvel? Ooh.
Yeah. Because I would have said Captain America, but I don't like the first one.
I like the first one. I don't know why people be like. I get no. Hold on. I'm not advocating for it should be one of the top 10 Marvel. No. But it's like you for No Way Home. It was a good ride for me because I love Red Skull. And to see Mr. Smith, Hugo Weaving do fucking another great ass villain and just body it, it was just like I like this. So, but he carried it. I'm not gonna say it was a great Captain America, but he carried it.
Right.
Shoot, out of all of them, yeah,
I might agree, man. That the Spider-Man might
take it. Spider-Man just might take it. Because
why did you like Ant-Man? Which one you didn't like about Ant-Man? You put Ant-Man up there.
It's a solid trilogy, but it's not something that like it did what it was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like it did what it was supposed to do. It had the first Ant-Man was solid. Oh, okay, cool. Y'all did this with 2. This one was fun. This one was, like wacky and stuff like that. You showed like what it meant to be Ant-Man. And then the third one, it was like, okay, y'all kind of took him out his element a little bit and put him into like a lot of the space and galactic and stuff, a little bit too much out of his element, but I still want to see Kang. So it's like, I'm still good with that one. And I can watch Kang's origin way better than continuing to see fucking Green Goblin and old Doc Ock.
I don't think we need a Kang story.
Like, we do. We need a Kang story.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're getting that. I don't think like to your point, I don't think they've given us solid like, oh, this why he the big bad. Like Loki kind of sold it, but it was just like, okay.
It's Loki from Loki's POV.
Yeah.
And, I had a discussion in another podcast going back to Loki. Is Loki important for this story? Think about this. Could this have been anybody else? Could this have been Hawkeye? I'm not saying Hawkeye is a trash person, but like, why Loki getting like if let's just say Gamora, if she got shipped to the TVA, would the story change at all?
It would, because we saw Gamora's redemption.
Well,
So
I'm saying anybody's character. I'm saying like, why Loki?
Because he gets a redemption. Like that's the thing that we loved about why we got attached to him, because we immediately understood like Loki ain't necessarily a bad guy. He's just a misunderstood. Yeah, he's a misunderstood brat. And that's really just it. But also, too, at the same time, if you know his story, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, yo, you're a Frost baby, like Thor, all of that stuff. Like, I get it. I get all the reason as to why. But something about that character made you want to see him win in something. Like, bro, I want to see, you know what it was? His line. That's what it is. His line is what kept it to make him work. I'm burdened with glorious purpose. Wow. We never saw Loki achieve glorious purpose. And the fact that now he gets a chance to do glorious purpose, that's what made us want to see him more, in my opinion.
Yeah. After this, I never would have thought, like, how did Loki get a whole show? Like, I know he was the fun villain, but I'm thinking like it kind of like Killmonger could have done it, you know, not to say like it's built for him, but I was like, it's not like this is a story about getting the origin of Loki. This is Loki on a ride of a story. Mm. It's not like we going back to when Loki was born as a, you know, it's called Loki. You would think it's about a Loki story, but it literally, he's just the driver.
I mean, but in a way too, it kind of is, because I think another reason too of why he fits best is because of something he said in the past episode when he was talking with Sylvie in the key lime pie room. She was like, yo, we're sitting here playing gods. And it's like, we are gods.
Right.
And so when you kind of look at that aspect, he makes the perfect candidate for this particular ride, because one, it has to take him out of his arrogance, and it has to show you, like, I'm going to show you how small you really are compared to everything else. You put it to any other god, they already had that. Thor had that when he got sent to Earth. So there's no reason for us to see that again. Gamora, the rest of them, their minds are too minuscule on how we sit as beings for them to really like contemplate all of that.
Right.
And figure out what's going on. So now you got somebody like a Loki who is somewhat expendable, who you can kind of deviate from the story, because he don't really have a particular story of like, yo, I just need to be involved in mischief. So this is mischief on its highest caliber.
Right.
And him trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because we've noticed from season 1 to even episode 4 now, Loki's pretty much like how he was in Endgame. Like, there's a maturity to him that grew very quickly.
Very quickly. Absolutely.
But which also makes me think that I think this may be the last we see of Loki.
Really?
Because I don't see Loki being involved in Secret Wars. I don't see Loki being involved in anything from an Earthbound perspective. Like, the only other thing I can see him is maybe Thor 5 when it comes out. But we don't even know what Thor 5 is about outside of maybe fighting Hercules and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what do you do after all of this? After all of this knowledge, like, what do you go do?
Yeah. I'm actually curious to know, because you know me, man. 2 more episodes left, right?
Yeah, 2 more episodes.
So we just gonna go back to Marvels like nothing happened in the
like that's a whole side story.
Like, we don't see some sort of earth shaking. There's nothing.
At least the hand. We not go past by the hand.
Me. How do you think they're gonna come back from to episode 4? How do you think they're gonna get back? Like, hey, that was a dream, or this is what could happen? What do you think?
My thought from what I saw, so this is one of the things to CT's point about watching trailers. It kind of help make you figure shit out that you don't want to figure out. I know there's certain scenes we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So that makes me believe that with that temporal loom blowing up, whatever it helped to make him not time jump, he's going to start time jumping again. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to time jump and have to try to pretty much do like what Renslayer and them were doing. You have to make the pieces together to get them to get back to that point where they have to try to stop it without that messing up and happening.
Nice.
So it's like they get a redo almost.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope.
But I still got to know too, from your point though, after that happens, what's next? Because I do not know. Like at this point, bro, I'm like, I have no theory on how this is about to end.
Yeah, this is one of those shows that's like, oh, I know where they're going with this. No, because again, I saw the trailers too. I saw him still doing the, going into another area, and I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe right before, I don't know, but did they stop it from the first episode? From him time jumping?
And see, that was my thing of just like, I was like, I thought y'all cured him of that, or I guess you just fix the, technically kind of like a computer thing. You fix the glitch so it could keep running properly. Yeah. And you kind of put a patch on it. But now that patch got destroyed, everything that you worked kind of starts to unravel on itself, which I guess it does go back to him like, you're not supposed to be there.
Right.
So that's why you keep ripping and shredding, and going into different timelines and stuff. So that's my only guess about it, because I was with you on the same thing. Like, I thought they fixed that.
Yeah. It comes on tonight, right?
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Our time, which is Pacific time. Yeah, man. I was like, no disrespect to Disney in case they ever, start sending us stuff and paying us, but like, we ain't in a generation no more where you need to be setting times like that. Man, like this old television. This ain't TGI Thursday.
That's not cool at all, man.
Yeah, like 6 p.m. I be missing it too. So like, Clint will hit me in the group chat, nigga. And then when you watch it, I'm like, I'm not even home.
Yeah. I gotta watch like midnight when my life settled down.
Yeah, I need my midnight show. I need my 12:01 bed. Yeah. This is what I'm gonna watch. Then I'm going to bed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So, but before we close out, though, I just got just what are you expecting to see in episode 5?
I want closure. I want exposition, because I feel like there's still a lot of they're breadcrumbing a lot. Mm-hmm. Like I need to see the timeline, no pun intended, of what happened. I created this, then this happened, then this happened. We went around 3 times. I need to see the war, and this is the reason why I'm doing this now. I need to see the origin of Miss Minutes. I need to see where that I'm gonna say Rebecca. What's her name? Ramona, where did she come from? I need to see, like I'm sick of so much mystery, so I can say, oh, now it's starting to make sense. Because it's, you ever watched like an ensemble cast and everyone has a story? You were like, man, I'm trying to keep up of who's dating who's what timeline is this? And it's like, what branch are we on? Is this connected to the MCU? I need to see a clear picture. I need you to feed this to me like a child. Oh, okay. That was a nice way y'all hid that in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I need that, man. It is mad confusing, man. Like almost like a graphic. Like, so here's where we are. What happened?
Like in the map, you're here.
Yeah,
follow this path and we'll get you to how you got here.
Remember the first episode of Loki 1? They was like, okay, we're on the sacred timeline where the timekeepers do blah blah. I need that. Yeah, I need that same thing. Like, this is what happened, Yeah, because I'm trying my best to be like, yeah, I knew exactly what's happening. I am lost as shit.
I'm lost. I ain't gonna lie. I threw all my stuff out the window. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Stay away from the source material. Don't try to connect it with that. It's like they are.
I gotta wait till Thursday at 6 p.m. to get it answered. But I know I'm the same way as you. I want to see closure. I want to see what all of this is really like leading up to, hint wise, and how all of this is benefiting Kang's plan. Like, I need to see something as to why is this so important to Kang's plan. that this got to be going. And I want to see. We may not get this till 6.
Episode 6?
Huh?
You said episode 6?
Yeah, based off of what Clint was saying, if you kind of pair up season 1 and season 2, I want to see what happens to Ramona. Ramona got pruned, which means she went to that spot like he went to in 5. I don't know if they're going to show that in 5 just because of what just happened. I'm sure they're going to make that the prime focus and not nothing about Ramona in this minutes. But I want to see where Ramona ends up at in that place.
Okay.
Because that's gonna let us know what happened to Elias. Is he still dissipated? What happened to that place? Is it still like that? What's going on there now that the branches have cracked?
I love it. Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, because I would love to see her run into another version of herself where, you know, we may find out she is Kang, a variant of Kang, or we see a Kang there and it's Jonathan Majors there.
Yeah. Because I don't like going right into episode 5. This is going to be episode 5, right?
Yes.
I have no idea how it was going to kick off. We was locked in the Matrix. Let me take this up back of my neck. Like I don't know.
I think it's from that trailer part. You remember when they was like, when he goes to open, he was like, "What could we have done differently?"
Oh, that's what he verbally say.
Yeah, he said in one of the trailers, he looks at Obi, and it's during, and now that I know it, it's like, oh no, it is that point where this blew up and it was heading towards them. And he asks Obi, what could we have done differently? And I think that's when he's gonna run and he's gonna and then jump. And then that's when we're gonna see where Owen Wilson, what his real life was, which was the jet skis.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. And I think that's where we're gonna get that Sylvie thing too, with the records playing. We saw in the first one. I think that's what we're going to see all this, where I say he got to go get different versions of them now to be able to put this together.
Got you.
Yeah, so, but y'all know what we think. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Appreciate Dion for taking time out of his schedule to come join us to talk more about this. 2 more episodes of Loki season 2. It has not failed us. We've been talking about them like plates. We said, episode 3 was a veggie, just all sides. Episode 4, filet mignon. They brought us it was a Fungo de Chao episode.
Hey,
this one was, we're gonna try some different samples of things. Like this was like a 4-course meal of stuff we ain't used to. It was like, it left us shocked. You leave, you was like, I wouldn't expecting that octopus to taste like that.
Yeah. I was definitely waiting for some end credits. I was like,
oh yeah. When it went black and then just credits, I was like,
yeah, definitely.
I was a little tight.
Yeah. Sopranos all over again, baby.
Oh yeah, everybody been comparing that to it on the YouTube and stuff, man.
Yeah.
But make sure that y'all like and subscribe and comment to the video. Subscribe to RK Token's channel. We got most stuff coming out and everything like that. Make sure you go check out Lactose Entertainment as well. If you're in the LA area and you need something filmed, podcast, you need anything, man, hit up Dion Lack and Lactose Entertainment, man. They have a great location to be able to film into, and they have the equipment to film your stuff. Okay. Yeah. All you got to do is come in with your creative. They can knock all that out for you. And believe me, you cannot beat their prices. I ain't saying that because I'm his friend. You cannot beat this man prices in LA. So if you need some quality content made, you head over to Lactose.
Yeah, my guy. Appreciate the alley-oop, man.
Oh yeah, man. I got to start supporting y'all, man. Got to start putting it in here. So we will catch y'all next time.
Yeah. All right, bro.